Good morning. Welcome to this class on core strength. Today, we're going to talk about and experience what it means to be in our core, our essence, our truth, and our power. Let's start lying down. Take a moment to settle yourself on your mat. Become aware of the environment around you. Bring your awareness in closer. Become aware of how your body relates to your mat, to your clothing, to the air. Come in a little deeper, noticing the internal, maybe the sound of your breathing, your heartbeat, your stomach full or empty. Any other internal sensations? Notice your breath moving in and out of your nostrils. And follow that breath inside to notice the rise and fall of your belly. Observe any feelings moving through you this morning. And come to rest in the inner silence. From that place deep within, allow an intention to form for today's practice. We're going to play with consciousness for a moment. Bring your awareness back into your belly. Observe the rise and fall. This is the area where your core is located. In Chinese medicine, it's at your second chakra, 2 to 3 inches below your navel and 2 to 3 inches inside. Observe what's there for you, what energy or feelings. And know that this is the home of our gut brain. We have more brain cells in our gut than in our head. And the brain cells send more information up from the gut to the head than the head sends information down to the gut. So we've all had gut feelings. That's our core wisdom speaking to us. So let's give some love and attention to our core this morning. We'll begin with a very easy massage. It's going to trace the outline of our colon. So bring your hands to the lower right side of your body, right above the hip crease, right inside the hip bone. And inhale up. Slide the hands across underneath your rib cage on the left and press down. Come back across right above your pelvis, above your pubic bone, inhaling up, sliding across, coming down and across. One more time, let's inhale, come up, exhale, slide across, inhale, come down, and exhale back to your starting place and release. Perhaps you feel some more tingling and aliveness in that part of your body. Let's roll the knees to face the ceiling and draw the lower belly in and up and tuck your rib cage. So we're now girdling the core, creating some strength and firmness between our belly, our pelvis and our rib cage. And we'll bring the right leg in and give that leg a hug. Release that leg down, bring the other leg in and give it a hug. So yoga teacher Rodney Yee talks about the belly being supple and firm. So it's not rigid. It's still breathing. But it's not flaccid or weak. It's supple and firm. Both at the same time. Bring in the first leg again. And if you'd like, pick your head up, bring your head towards your knee. Release your head and release your leg. Inhale the other leg in. Bring your nose towards your knee. Release your head. Release your leg. Bring the first leg in. Inhale, lift the head if you like. Exhale, lower. Second leg comes in. Inhale, head to knee. And release. Let's take that into yoga bicycles, bringing one leg in, lifting the opposite leg if you like, head off the floor if that works for you. Moving with the breath, feeling the support of your core. And bring both legs in, roll down. And bring your legs to the floor. Toe heel them out as wide as your mat. And bring your arms into goddess position. And we'll windshield wiper the knees. Again, with a nice lifted abdomen and tucked rib cage. Feeling the core firm and supple. let's lower the knees down to the left. We'll hang out here. And if you'd like a little more stretch, you can pick up your left heel and place it on the outside of your right knee. A little bit of weight, just giving you a little bit of extra stretch. Take that foot off, come back up, lower the knees down the other way. Stay here, or pick up your right foot, place the outside of your right heel on the outside, or inside of your right heel, on the outside of your left knee. Feel a nice stretch along the hip crease, outside of the hip, down the side of the hip and thigh. Breathe into the stretch. Remember to lift your belly and tuck your rib cage, having a nice, firm and supple core. And release. Toe heel back to center. Rest your knees together and your hands on your belly. Take a few breaths here. Your legs should feel nice and energized. So let's get the rest of the body into the game. Let's roll over and come to a seated position. Finding the way that works for you. We have nice and tall. Let's take some sun-shining breaths. So pay particular attention to keeping the lower belly lifted. Doing some diaphragmatic breathing. Breathing from here rather than from here. Diaphragmatic breathing is energizing. And there's so many things, so many benefits. I could talk all the way through class just about the benefits of having a firm and supple core. Let's do one more, inhaling up. Interlace your hands and bring them down behind your head. Let's bring the shoulder blades back. Gently lift the chin. And bring the elbows in and tuck the chin. Inhaling, open. And close. One more time. Feel the shoulder blades slide down your back. Imagine the front of your body lengthening as if you're hollowing out. And come back to center, drop your hands to your shoulders, and we'll do some circles. Circle the other way. And let's go out and in. Kiss those elbows if you can. While we're paying attention to movement in the upper body, are you still keeping your lower abdominals lifted and your rib cage tucked? Firm and supple core. And release. Let's take those hands and just make some figure eights. Hands and the elbows are getting involved in that. You can see how we're opening our elbows, a little teeny bit of shoulder movement, but mostly it's the fingers, the wrists, the hands, elbows. Making some figure eights. And let's circle back the other way, figure eight the other way. This is fun, isn't it? Figure eights, infinity symbols are very powerful symbols in our lives, in our energy field. And notice the energy from your fingers to your shoulders. Let's wake up the face. Let's squeeze everything up to the tip of the nose. And release. Squeeze. And release. One more time, let's squeeze. And release. And as long as we're talking about inner strength, let's do some lion pose so you can stay in easy pose or flip over into thunderbolt if you prefer. We're going to take a deep breath in. On the exhale, we're going to pop our eyes, open our mouth wide with our tongue, trying to touch our chin, and we're going to spread our claws. You might also come forward a little bit. You might find that happening as well, because it's kind of like we're reaching out, right? So here we go. Deep inhale, drawing that lower belly in. Exhale. Come back up, take a breath, wet your tongue, relax. Here we go. Inhale. So you're feeling that support of your core as you roar your lion roar. One more deep breath in. Feeling your strength. You can stay in Thunderbolt or go back to easy pose, whatever works for you. Going to inhale those arms up, big, tall stretch, and then bend one elbow back behind you. Give yourself a pat on the back. Either pull that arm back or swing around behind you and interlace your fingers, or if you have straps, you can use a strap. Now, be careful here because the bottom hand could be pushing your rib cage out and arcing your back. So you really want that girdled core there to keep the belly lifted and the rib cage tucked as you open your upper back and chest and stretch your arm. So ladies, we know what it's like trying to zip up the dress in the back, right? This is really helpful for practical everyday things like that. And let's release. Inhale, big stretch up. And give yourself a pat on the back and either pull that arm back or swing around and interlace your fingers or grab a strap, but then watch the tendency to poke the ribs out. And release. We're going to come into our eagle arms a different way today. Instead of up, let's reach out. girdling the core, relaxing the shoulders and the face, big stretch. Bring the left arm underneath. And again, you can hug shoulders or interlace your fingers, not interlace your fingers, interlace your arms. Breathe into that squeeze. And inhale, reach out, shoulders down, chest broad, lower belly lifted, and we'll come into eagle arms the other way. Again, hug or eagle arms. In eagle arms, you lift the elbows just a little bit. Feel that in your shoulders, but the shoulders don't ride up, they press down. And release. And whatever pose you're in, let's come into a side twist. Inhale back to center, and we'll twist the other way. And back to center. And come over onto your hands and feet. We're going to do some lifts here. So drawing the lower belly in and tucking the rib cage, getting some core strength. Again, you can do this on your hands, your fists, or your elbows. Take a nice deep breath in. Draw that lower belly in and lift the hips. And exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Next time we'll lift and hold. Inhale, lift and hold. Head can be forward or back, whatever works for you. Feel how tucking the rib cage and drawing the lower belly up gives you support for this asana, supports your back. And come on back down. And let's come to Dandasana just to work our feet, which we haven't done yet. So we'll point and flex the toes. And circle the ankles. And reverse the circles. And windshield wiper the legs. Let's come over onto our hands and knees and press back into child. And we'll do a little flow series here. We'll inhale into table, coming into a dog tilt, round into a cat stretch. Inhale into a dog tilt and exhale back into child. Inhale into table, coming to dog tilt. Exhale, round. Inhale. And exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift. Exhale, child. Inhale. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift, tailbone and head. Exhale, child. Do two more. You can always skip a set if for some reason this is not working for you. Last one. We'll meet in Uttanasana, forward fold. You can come through a squat if you like, or just roll up. Feel how in squat, if you lift your lower belly and tuck your rib cage, it helps lengthen your lower back. And come to Uttanasana. Bring the hands to the sacrum, lengthen the spine, and press into your heels. As you come on up. So, lifting the lower belly, tucking the rib cage, feeling your core nice and girdled. Let's do some sun-shining breaths here. Let's turn that into a twist. Let's inhale up. And exhale, rotate. Keep your hips facing forward. Inhale up. And rotate the other way. Back to center, hands to heart. And going to go into a Qigong movement here. And bring one hand to our lower belly. Drawing the belly in and up, so helping to remember to do that. The other hand's going to reach back and scoop energy and come down the midline. Changing hands, reaching back. And down to center. Feeling our core, our center, our true essence, firm and supple. I love that. Isn't that a great combination? If at our core we are firm and supple. Can you imagine what the world would be like if everyone was firm and supple? So one more set. Let's step out to a nice wide 5-pointed star. And we'll rotate the toes to the right, hips and shoulders face front. Let's reach over that leg and come back up. Just a little bit of triangle movement here, feeling the stretch across the belly maybe. Maybe not, maybe you feel it more in your leg. Reach over and rotate. So I had a yoga student when I was a brand new teacher who, when she did those poses like triangle and warrior, she would stick out her, she was being dog tilt basically. She would stick out her butt, she would reach her chest, and she would contract her lower back. And that's the exact opposite of what we want to be doing. We want to draw the belly in, tuck the rib cage, supple and firm core as we come into our pose. And again, you may not go down this low, that's perfectly okay. But feel that support of the core so that your back is nice and long. You're not contracting your back there. Let's bend that knee. You can keep the hand where it was or come to your ankle, your thigh, and we'll bring that arm over. And if you want to go for a little more strength and using your core muscles, bring your arms alongside your ear. This is really going to use your leg and core muscles. And come on back up. Good job. Bring those toes in, toe heel back to center. So I'm sure your heart is pounding. I know mine is. Find that girdled core. Let's do the other side, big wide step. Rotate the toes, hips and shoulders facing the mat. Let's reach and come on back up. Inhale, reach and back to center. And one more time, reach. And this time we'll rotate into Trikonasana. Notice how you feel when you draw the belly in and tuck the rib cage, how it creates space in your back. If you have lower back issues, you might feel that there's some release in that. And bend the knee, coming into Parsva Konasana. Again, keep your hand on your ankle and rest on your leg. Bring that arm up overhead at an angle. And if you'd like a little core work, reaching your other arm parallel. Inhale up, turn the toes in. Good work, everybody. Back to Tadasana. Allow your heartbeat to come back to normal. Okay. Let's come into eagle pose for our balancing pose. So we're going to bend our knees a little bit. Pick up. Let's do chair because that's a good core first. And it's a nice warm up. We'll do chair first. Okay, so throwing the lower belly in, tucking the rib cage. Inhale your arms out. Press into your heels. Come on down. Upper body is lifted. But as you feel your core, even though there's a little bit of a contraction here, a little bit of a curve in the back. It's not, I should say it's a curve, it's the natural curve. It's not a contracted back, it's not a dog tilt really. Giving yourself some length by drawing in the belly and tucking the rib cage. You could turn that into awkward pose if you like. And bring your arms overhead or even the palms together and interlace your fingers. Look up past your eyebrows. And inhale up and shake it all out. All right, now we'll do eagle pose. Press the hips back a little bit, a little mini chair pose. Lift the left heel. Inhale the arms up overhead. What we're doing out, yeah, let's reach the arms out. And again, you can stay here or bring the leg across with the toes on the floor, squeezing the legs together, or pick those toes up. Or if you're super flexible, wrapping your toes around your ankle. So the knee that's on top, that's the arm that comes in, hug shoulders, or interlace hands. Girdle that core. Supple and firm. Good job, everybody. You ready to fly? Whee! Back to center. Nice, supple, firm core. All right, bend the knees slightly, lift the right heel. Inhale the arms up, out, out. Variety is the spice of life. Challenges our brains. Okay, stay here or squeeze the legs together with the toes on the floor, or lift the foot up, or hook the toes around your ankle. Knee that's on top, that's the arm that comes underneath, hug or interlace. You ready? Let's fly. And we'll melt down onto our mats in child pose. And let's slide forward onto our bellies. Bring our hands to the floor behind us. Take a nice deep breath, girdle your core, and inhale up with the head and chest, shoulders down and back. Look up past your eyebrows and reach from your toes to your eyebrows. Make sure you're still breathing. And come down, turn palms up, cheek to one side, heels out. Surrender. And bring your forehead or chin to the floor. And we'll pick up the right leg, reach it out, softening the left leg. Inhale, lift that leg higher. Exhale, soften the other leg. Keep inhaling on the, lifting on the inhale, lengthening on the exhale. And lower down, soften. Let's do the other side. Soften your right leg and inhale, lengthen your left leg. Oops. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, lift. Keep the hip bones pressing into the mat. And lower down, relax the cheek to the other side, palms up, heels out. And point your toes, bring your head in line with your spine. Take a deep breath, lift head, hands, and feet, or whatever you would like to lift. Making sure you're breathing and you can feel your body rocking on the floor. Don't hold your breath. Nice deep diaphragmatic breathing here. And relax. So you can do a second set of boat, what we just did, or you can come into locust position. And I'll remind you how to do locust. Sit up and watch for a second. Your hands are going to be inside your hip bones. You don't want the bones on your arms. Your hands are inside. So it looks like this. This will really challenge your core. Or you can just do boat, which was the one we just did. But if you're doing locust, you're lifting a hip, sliding a hand inside, palms down. Lift the other hip, sliding the hands in, palms down. Taking a deep breath and lifting the legs up. So I'll do that with you if you're ready. And again, if you've been doing boat all this time and need to come out and want to go back into it, or choose any other pose you like. For those that want to try locust with me, hands underneath you, lifting a hip and sliding your hand under. Lifting your hip, sliding your hand under. Make sure your arms are inside your hip points so that you're not pushing bone into your arms. Bringing your head in line with your spine, deep breath in, girdle your core, and lift those legs up. Keep lifting. come down, woo, wriggle out, come into crocodile pose. And when you feel your hearts come back to normal, you can roll over onto your back. We're going to do an inversion, so pick your favorite. If you want to put your legs on a chair, you'll be at right angles with your whole lower leg supported by the chair or coffee table. Or you can have your legs up in the air like that, holding onto them or not. Or if you have a pillow or a block, you can put that under your sacrum and do waterfall pose. Or if you have a shoulder stand practice that really uses your core strength. So choose the variation that you'd like to do today. We'll hang out for at least a minute. And slowly come out of that, giving yourself a hug. Reach your arms out, shoulder height. Tuck your rib cage and draw your lower belly in. And we'll lower the knees to one side. And you can hover here or you can relax. Inhale back to center. Lower the knees the other way, stacking one on top of the other, and either hover an inch above the ground or lower the legs all the way to the floor. Inhale back to center. Give yourself one more nice hug. Hang out here. If there's anything else your body would like, please move and stretch in that way. Or I'm going to suggest bring the soles of your feet together. Bring your hands onto your belly in goddess pose. Bringing some loving energy from your hands into your belly, into your core. And at any time, you can release those legs and hands and come into Shavasana, grabbing any props you need. And without forcing, you might simply set the intention to let your awareness rest at your dantian, your second chakra, 2 to 3 inches below your belly button and 2 to 3 inches inside. Life offers us many challenges. Reflect back on your practice today, how did you feel when offered the challenges? How we react on our mat gives us clues to how we react in life. How did focusing on having a firm and supple core help you to meet the challenges of class today? And when you're ready, begin to bring some movement back into your body. Roll to one side and make your way to a seated position. Thank you for practicing with me this morning. Namaste.